Okie dokie. So I didn't do this originally because it felt mean, but I've since grown in confidence and grown a lot more cynical, honestly, so I'm doing it. And look, I can just feel myself being pulled into a bloody mental breakdown. You know when everything happens all at once and it all just gets too much to handle? That's what my life's been since, 2017. And I was crying to a friend about it yesterday, about why is all of this stuff happening all at once, because within these last few months there's been another huge splurge of crap that I can't handle this much and it's too much. And as soon as I pressed send, genuinely the second I did, it was as I was pressing it, I got a text saying another family member died, so I am just desperately trying to cling onto my bloody sanity and not completely lose it. So I'm using a preference picker to rank the main 0-1 characters. I'm taking a break from my episodic retrospective reviews because I'm not in a good headspace to do them. But I also don't just want to sit and do nothing, so I'd really like to keep doing these sort of more miscellaneous, easier videos. I have no other ideas after this though, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to input them a bit sort of weirdly, and I'll explain why. Ow. And I'll explain why. The feelings I have towards Baby Jin and Neo Jin are very different, and I felt it to be way too difficult to try and rank him against people because it would depend which Jin you're talking about. Like, I see them as two completely different people. Same as Guy, I'm putting Guy on twice because my feelings towards the real Guy and the weird fake Guy that replaced him with during Aibo's big episode are very different, and again, it would have just felt impossible for me to know where I stand with him if I didn't talk about him as two different people. I know he's not, but my feelings towards Guy diminished so quickly that I'd be sad if I couldn't gush about him as the incredible villain he is. So, why have I gone all posh all of a sudden? so, here's what we've got. We've got Adato Fua, you're a proper guy. Guy's weaker twin. Horobi, Baby Jin, Neo Jin, be grateful I'm not calling him Juggler Jin. Ikazuchi, Naki, Izu, Azu, and the Ark. I can do this, it's gonna be easy. Okay. Fua or Izu? Okay, that's easy because I don't want to be too mean. I really don't, but just Izu seemed to develop backwards. Like, I swear to God, Fua has the best character development, the best, like, he's the only one that has a character arc. I'm sure he does, and I feel awful for saying it, but I'm sure he's the only person who has, like, a solid, fully formed, properly shaped character arc. And for everyone else, things just happen to people and then they change a bit or they don't. So, obviously Fua's gonna wind up ranking quite a bit high, and whereas Izu she started off with so much promise, and then just went backwards into person who listens to everything Adato says in a very disturbing and creepy sort of grooming kind of way. So, like, I wanted to care about Izu so much, but it just got so hard too. So, Fua. Ooh, okay. Okay, so, Ikazuchi, I was anticipating Ikazuchi. I love them both, but we had Ikazuchi for an episode, and I loved him, and then he died. And then with him being a member of Metsuwa Jinnai, I kind of assumed that he would be coming back. And I genuinely don't know if that was actually originally intended, or if towards the end they kind of just decided to get him back, but I assumed that he would be, so I spent a lot of the time waiting for Kazuchi to come back, whereas Azu was not. I mean, I guess she was hinted at, because we had long-haired Izu in the, what's it called, in the intro, but I wasn't really thinking that much about it. So as much as I love them both, I feel stronger towards Ikazuchi because I had more time with him, even though Azu is a bloody good villain and I loved her so much. It has to be Ikazuchi. Adato or the Ark? Obviously, it's the Ark. Okay, the Ark as a character. Okay, is so... just this terrifying, looming presence. Just genuinely horrifying to look at. Really creepy. And then so sarcastic. Like that bit where Naki and Ikazuchi go to antagonise Guy a bit. And he goes, Naki, how dare you brazenly stroll in? And then Guy goes to confront the Ark, and the Ark is like, how nice of you to brazenly stroll in, or something. and or the bit where the Aibo episodes where they're taking such a long time to get on with it and henshin, and then the Ark is there just doing that impatient tapping his arm. Like, that's so funny to me in such a creepy way that the Ark was just delightful, okay? Yua or Naki. Interesting. 'Cause... Ooh, that's how... 'Cause they're both kind of... I don't even know what to say. Like, Yua... She kind of stayed static a bit, and then even towards the end, she still doesn't actually seem to care that much about Humour Gear, and it's like, in order for me to like you, like, as a person, I'm really going to need more from you than that. Whereas Naki was very promising, but also just didn't get to do much stuff. But I do think that is a lot more to do with the pandemic than anything else. Like, I think if we had more time with them, then they probably would have done more stuff. But also, I have so much issue with Naki basically just being an extension of Fua. I wish they'd have been allowed to be their own person with, like, their own things going on and their own bloody key. I hate that they're also a wolf. Like, give them their own form, you know. But between the two of them, I have to go with Naki. Matsumo Jinrai, you know, they're up there. Baby... oh, no! Baby Jin or proper Guy. Okay, because Baby Jin is so cute and so precious, and I miss him so much. And I didn't like, mourn him when he died at first. Like, it was sad, but it wasn't like, oh no, we're never going to see this person again, because I think we all kind of knew that we would. So I knew he was going to come back. I can't remember why, but I think we all knew that he was going to come back. Like, he wasn't permanently dead. You know, even when Horobi died as well, we knew that wasn't permanent. So I didn't really... like, I expected to see more of Baby Jin, and then we didn't. And he was... and, oh... like, but he was just so sweet and precious, and I adore him so much, and I miss him so much. And, like, he was... I really don't know have anything else to say other than he was just a sweetheart. But proper Guy was just so creepy, and it's something where, like, it feels like you can feel Nachi having fun with him. You know, he was one of those... I don't even know the words, because obviously I'm not prepared and I'm not good at just making up words on the spot. But Guy is someone who... he was just so theatrical and so creepy, and he was doing terrible things and enjoying it, and he's everything I want in a villain, and this is so hard. Baby Jin though, because again, Matsumo Jinrai, it has to be. Horobi or Neojin, I mean, that's the easiest one I've been asked so far. No, second easiest one I've been asked so far. But Horobi, I mean, what is there to say about Horobi? I've said everything there's to say about Horobi. Neojin though, again, like I was saying about Baby Jin, is that I wasn't Neojin showing up kind of made it so I wasn't excited that he was back. I was now realising that, oh, the Jin I like, he's actually gone forever then. So there was no excitement, it was just delayed mourning, oh, I knew Jin would be coming back, but I didn't know it would be like this. I had no clue that that scene was the last time we would ever see baby Jin. So I think that tainted it a bit. And also there was the whole, trying to kill his dad thing because he didn't want to get wet. I mean, I don't understand why he could. The Ark was in a container. I don't understand. And just not even being apologetic about it, and even just his whole demeanour. No. Obviously Horby. Horby or baby Jin. See, that's harder and that feels mean, but it's also not harder because obviously Horby is going to win, but I feel mean by just immediately dismissing baby Jin, so I have to pretend like it's a difficult answer. But Horby. Naki or the Ark? Again, I think the Ark ultimately was a bit more enjoyable. I think the Ark felt like there was more personality. Whereas, and also with Naki, they did kind of just swoop in and then steal Horby's story, So it's kind of the fact that they came in sort of took what we would expect from Horby, was inserted into Fua's story, and then given a wolf key purely so they could then give it to Fua. It kind of tainted the enjoyment of Naki a lot because they're not their own person, they're just a person that exists to carry on Fua's story. Whereas, like I said, the Ark is just terrifying and hilarious and terrifying, and again, everything I want in a villain. And I like to favour the villains, and Matsumoto and I are not the villains, okay? They're hacking victims, so the Ark. Ooh, okay, Ikazuchi or Fua? Ikazuchi or Fua? Fua came first. Oh, I don't know. Ikazuchi or Fua, because they're both... I love them both for so many kind of similar ways. I love the loud, shouty people archetype, the loud, shouty, grabbing collar people, and their scene together just highlighted that so much. And I don't know. I don't know. We're only 23% in and 10 minutes, and oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut this. Ikazuchi or Fua. My heart says Fua, and I'm so sorry. I feel guilty. This is a bad idea. No, I can't do it. Oh my god. In the end, Fua, he handled things fine. I mean, there was a blip, but he was fine, but then again, Ikazuchi did go to Horby, he just said some not great things. But I'm just I love Ikazuchi so much, but I'm also so mad at him for certain things. What the hell do you mean this certain thing? Horby's right. Horby is right. You should know. You were going to be deactivated, Ikazuchi, for not for finishing your job. So don't pretend like humans have always been kind to you. It's going to have to be Fua. Fua or... Remember when I said this would be easy? Fua or the Ark, Fua or the Ark, Fua or the Ark. Oh... Again, I think it's because it's at this point where I have to say I don't dislike anybody. I don't dislike most people. It's just Fua is Fua, so Horby or the Ark, that's easy. Oh no. Oh, I knew this was inevitable, but I didn't want to think about it. I can't. Baby Jin or the Ark. Again, the Ark is great, so enjoyable, but I miss Baby Jin. Baby Jin. Like, I'm running out of things to say now. Baby Jin or Fua? That's a good question, because obviously we had Fua a lot longer, and I feel like, who knows? Because maybe if we'd have kept Baby Jin, then I would be thinking even more about him, but the truth is that Fua just gave me more enjoyment at the end of the day, you know? Ikazuchi or the arc. This is also hard because, like, my choices today aren't necessarily going to be my same choice tomorrow. Like, I might think today that, oh, actually, I prefer Ikazuchi over the arc, and then tomorrow I might think I preferred the arc over Ikazuchi. I mean, honestly, you know, I'm feeling very family what's the word I'm looking for? Orientated at the moment. I'm feeling very family based at the moment. There's a lot going on and I'm feeling really upset. And it's just, Metsubojin, like, they always represented family to me, but at the same time, like, Ikazuchi and Naki and Jin were not nice to Horobi, and I mean, neither was the arc, but at least we knew where we stood with the arc, you know. But sometimes Ikazuchi is like one of my top favourite characters, and sometimes I am so pissed off with him, and it depends on how I personally feel at the time. It could be really interesting to, like, do this video now and then, I don't know, like, in a few months' time or something, do it again, and just keep doing it and see how it changes. Oh, I don't know. But I'm just... How I am at the moment is that I am really upset about things that were said to Horobi. And it's making me want to go for the arc more, but I don't want to. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ikazuchi. Okay, Ikazuchi or Naki. Again, you know, Ikazuchi, I was, like, really anticipating him, but Naki kind of, sort of... I mean, we all knew that there was a fourth member, but they weren't... I mean, I guess they were hinted at, but there's kind of a difference between Naki being hinted at and Ikazuchi being there, and then no longer being there. So I think I was anticipating Ikazuchi coming back a lot more than learning who Naki was. And again, I think Ikazuchi is a lot more sort of rounded. We had more time with him, you know, who was already established as a character, whereas by the time Naki got to do stuff, there was a pandemic, so, like, it's not their fault, but Ikazuchi. Adato or Naki? Adato or Yua? Okay, see, because, like... If these characters were real life people, then I would dislike them both, like, in real life. But the thing about Adato is that he's presented to us as this saint, but then is never shown being one. Whereas at least with Yua, like, she was never... It's something I loved about Yua, is that she was a female character, but she wasn't the female character, you know? Like, her story could have been exactly the same if she wasn't, you know? So, like, as much as people like to say that there were issues, and I'm not going to pretend that there aren't, like, she wasn't the emotional one, and I think that was really important. Like, there's this one scene where Fua is on his knees on the floor and he's crying, meanwhile Yua is fighting Guy, and I think that was such a powerful scene and showed exactly why Yua was like, in my opinion, written well. Like, nobody was given that much of a backstory and nobody was given that much drive, so, like, it wasn't a female character problem. I think as female characters go, the fact that she wasn't the emotional one as she was allowed to be, like, a little bit shitty, I think that was great. So, like, she wasn't, unlike Adato, she wasn't being portrayed to us as this really sweet, nice, lovely person, but then not being, you know, at least we knew where we stood with her. So, Yua. Azu or Yua? Okay, no, Azu was so fun. She was so fun. I miss her. I wish we had more time with her. Why would you go and, like, kill her in the V? Why would you kill anyone in the V cinema? Okay, tag this as spoilers, but like, why? All of the best characters keep dying. Okay, Azu was great, and Noah seemed to be having so much fun with her, and I wish we had more of her, and it's Azu. Azu or Naki? Again, I think with Naki, I don't know. They're a great character, but it's just, there's too much emotional baggage there. Like, again, they showed up, they basically, like, we had this interesting thing going on with Fua and Horobi, and then Naki came along and took what you would expect from Horobi, and it's like, okay, well, if we're doing this with Naki, then we're not going to be doing it with Horobi as well, are we? So Horobi was just shoved to the side again, and then they were also given a wolf key purely so they could give it to Fua afterwards, and it's like, it doesn't matter how enjoyable they might be, they've still got all of that stuff going on, whereas Azu was just purely enjoyable. Plus, Naki coming along in the V-Cinema and being like, oh, we're so grateful that humans would allow us to have some time off. Like, people are allowed time off, Naki! Like, you shouldn't... What? What was that all about? Like, don't be great... You are Metsubo Jinnai. Don't be grateful to humans that they're showing you basic decency, which they're not even. Azu. Izu or Azu? Again, I have to say Azu, because she was so enjoyable. She was so fun. Izu kind of didn't do much. Izu or Yua? Again, like, they both bother me, but Yua, at least, you knew where you stood with her. I think she was, as a person, as in, if Yua was a person, I wouldn't like her, but as a character, she still had a lot more going on. Izu or Adato? It has to be Izu. Because Adato just... I'm not even going there again. It's... He bothers me, so... Proper Guy or Naki? Again, Guy was theatrical. Guy had a lot going on. He was fun. Proper Guy or Ikazuchi? Oh... Guy. Proper Guy over his weaker twin. Yua over the weird replacement of Guy. No, I can't pick Adato, I can't. Izu. I don't like how Guy turned out, okay? I don't. Azu over Neojin. I want to say Izu over Neojin because, you know what, at least Izu didn't... I mean, kind of disappointed, but very early on, you know. But Neojin just tried... Like, with Izu, it's not her fault. But Neojin tried to kill Horobi and was never remorseful for it, and I can't forgive that right now. Maybe if I'd have been asked this a few weeks ago, but I'm not standing for patricide right now. Neojin of Adato, though, obviously. And over Guy's weaker twin. Okay, so... Horobi Fua, Baby Jin, the Arc, Ikazuchi, Proper Guy, Azu Naki Yua, Izu, Neojin, Guy's weaker twin, and Adato. That's surprising. That is, I don't know how I feel about that, but again, I think how I'm feeling currently really affects how I feel about the characters. Like, if you were to ask me about the three main Zio riders, then it would be Gate Sogo, easily, and that would never change. But with these, it's just, it depends on how forgiving I am at the time, and right now I'm really not. I'm going to stop this bit of recording now, and I'm going to try and come back and, like, talk about this properly, because so many feelings.